And don't forget, we don't care about who is responsible of the action. That's something I would say none of our business, right? We just care about the action itself, what it's going on with the action, the result of that action. So whenever we use the passive, we are more interested on the action or in the person or thing receiving the action. But notice that even though it's talking about a person, we're not saying that it's focused on the person that it's responsible of the action, just receiving the action, the result of the action. So let's try to make that distinguish a little bit in order to not get confused. So passive voice, it's all about results. That's it. Maybe manufacture the objects, etc., but not responsible, not a person who is responsible of doing something. So here we have some examples for instance, we can have the furniture, it's made in this factory. You are stating that this particular furniture, you're not saying like who is the person producing it. We're not giving details of who is in charge of making the furniture in the factory, but just the fact to know that it is done, right, in that factory. As you can see, we can talk about the shares are used in restaurants or the meals are cooked by a famous chef. Even though that it's a famous chef, we don't care his or her name. We don't care if he or she does that type of food. The actual fact that we care about is that the meal's being cooked, right? So, any questions about passive voice, guys? Any doubts in particular? Or thumbs up if everything is clear. Excellent. So it's very straightforward. I would say that it's not that, and we will do some exercises so that you can get a better idea on how to write a passive voice, okay? So let's move on to the grammar part. Number one says, in the passive, do we use, so go ahead, Ismael.
Oh, sorry. All right. Number one, in the passive, we sometimes say who or what does the action.
Excellent. So yeah, don't worry. Um, we sometimes say it, yes. I mean, there's no problem on saying who is doing something, but our main focus it's not on the person, right? Not on the person that's performing the action, but the result of the action. And then number two, what about the structure for passive? Go ahead, Jonathan.
For the simple present form of the passive, use is or are plus a past participle.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So yes, we use, remember, not the present verb, not the past verb, but the past participle. Great job. Okay, let's move on then. Here is this exercise that I was talking about. I will give you 5 minutes. So it's 1:58. At 1:05, we will see if we are able to complete it, and we're going to share the answers, okay? So let's take 5 minutes to complete these sentences. Remember, we have to use the structure of passive voice. So for instance, in the first one, they say they make all the furniture from wood, but instead of saying, in order to make it a passive, we say all the furniture is made from wood, right? Is and then made. And then we have the subject right here. Also, think about if they are asking a question or in the negative form. I want to see how you go with those two different forms, but still the same structure. So go ahead and work on that. Maybe at 106 because I already took 1 minute of your time. So let's if you have questions, I will be here. All right, let's go ahead and um, try to complete this, but in passive voice. So number 2, go ahead and raise your hands for participation. Number 2 will be Ismael.
All right, I think number 2 is the dish is cooked in the oven.
Great. So yes, the dish, which is the actual subject, is cooked, and then cooked in the past participle and in the oven. Thank you. Number 3, Jonathan.
The snacks are sold at local supermarkets.
Great. And I'm glad that you used the appropriate verb to be. Since it's snacks, it's plural. Obviously, we have to use are, right? Excellent. Number 4, this is a good one. How would you write it in a question form? What could be remember what happened to questions? How would you write the question in passive? Ismael?
I'm not sure, but I think it's where are these plants found?
Perfect. Actually, you did a great job. Remember that whenever it comes to questions, the order changes a little bit, right? We first initiate or start with the verb to be, which is are. Obviously, the WH question, verb to be. And then we talk about the subject, and then we use the past participle. So good choice. Number 5, how would you write it? Go ahead, Jonathan.
Is the sport played in Mexico?
Perfect. Yes. Even though that it's asked in do they, remember that for do or does, when it's in affirmative form, it changes a little bit and based on the structure that it's verb to be, right? Okay, great job. And then number 6, what about what happens with the negative form? How would you change a negative form in passive voice? All right, we have Armando, go for it.
The dish isn't eaten in summer.
Excellent. Perfect. Just great. Again, now we are talking about negative forms. So we have the subject, verb to be, past participle. Simply perfect. Thank you. And then number 7. What goes with number 7? Wendy.
They use this technology is used in hospitals.
Excellent. Yes. And number 8. What happens to number 8? Jonathan.
The animals aren't seen during the day.
The animals aren't, right, seen during the day. Excellent. So, questions on these examples? Any doubts that you have in regards to the structure? Or if everything is good, thumbs up. All clear. Perfect. So now it's your turn to go ahead and make your own passive voice sentences. So what we will do is that you're just going to look around your house. Maybe if you're at school, take a look on the classrooms, on the I don't know, the trees, anything that you have around you. And I want for you to name 7 things, name them, and create a sentence for each one using the simple present passive voice, okay? So for example, I would say table, and I would say that the table is made of wood, right? But don't limit yourself of only describing the material of the things. You can also say, for what are the things used, or I don't know, where you can find something. You will be in charge of deciding that. But make sure to not only focus on what are the materials, but also maybe you can say what are the things used, found, etc., etc. So if you have questions, I will be here. But if not, I will give you until 2:20. 2:25 the most, but 2:20 it's our limit. So let's go ahead and work on these 7 things and 7 sentences. And then once you have them, put it on the chat so I can take it as participation, okay? I will be here for in case that you need anything from me. So let's work on that. Excellent. So the shirt, it's made of cotton. The jacket's made of denim. The glass is made of glass. Yes. The wall is concrete. It's made of concrete. The spotlight is made of glass too. My backpack is made of polyester. My belt is made of leather. All right, Wendy. Thank you so much. And then we have, I will give 5 more minutes so that you won't have to be like on a rush. So the table is made of plastic, chair made of wood, cup more, or okay, that's a good material. Calendar's made of paper, wallet's made of leather, t-shirt, okay. The desk made of glass. All right. Thank you. And then the desks are made of wool and metal. The backpack is sold from El Paso. Laptop, it come maybe came. Well, so maybe we can say, or maybe we could say like is shipped from Japan, maybe, so that it can be more accurate. Okay, and then the 3 students are met me, had met me. Maybe had, no wait, the 3 students met me. I see a little bit of inaccuracy on that one. The walls are painted with white color, yes. The cell phone is shown the online classes. And then the bottle juice is made of glass. Okay. Good job. Just a little bit on some of those sentences, but no big deal. All right. So continue sharing your sentences, guys. Alan, the window is made of glass. The door is made of wood. The mirror is of glass and wood. The markers are of plastic. Walls are concrete. Bottle trash plastic. Spoons are made of metal. Excellent. Thank you, Alan. Let me write you down here. All right, and then Samuel, desk. My desk is made of wood. The glass is made of plastic. Window is made of glass. English moves with leaves. Okay. The cell phone chair made of copper. And my pants are made of with diamond. All right, Samuel. Thank you so much. And then we have clothes are taken from the closet. Okay. Notebooks are made of with natural resources. Yes, remote control is made out of different types of plastics. Excellent. Made of leather. Shoes made of plastic waste from the oceans. Excellent. The speaker is made of metals. The furniture is of the living room and made of, oh, that's a good one. Okay, Omar, excellent job. So one of the things I do really want to emphasize is that don't always think that passive voice it's only for how is the materials or how are the things made of only. Remember that it's yes is that, but maybe also we can kind of make sentences with other verbs rather than just made, right? So let's not have that misunderstanding of how the passive voice can be used for several things. So some good examples. And then I will read a couple more and then we will move on to the last activity. So the desktop, it's made of wood, the sweater made of cotton, the laptop made of metal, plastic, excellent, made plastic and glass, yes. Wood, watch made of plastic, face masks are very special material. All right, Adam, thank you. And then we have, I don't have you. Oh, yeah, I do here. And then last one, Fernando, the table is made of wood, the chair is made of wool, jacket, cotton, bottled water made of plastic, the cup is made of glass, notebook is made of paper, and ventilator is made of metal. Okay, excellent job. So continue posting your sentences. I will read them in a little bit, but I just want for you to have time to work on the last activity. Okay? Again, just to emphasize, don't forget that even though we are talking about materials in the way of passive, how things are made, we can have a variety of verbs, right? We can have aside of made, we can have like the ones that uh, taken. I don't know. Let me see what other ones did you use. Made of wood. Um, it is found. It is used. So we can use different types of verbs, not only made. Okay. The door is closed at in the night. That's a good one. I mean, we can use any type of verb in order to make a passive voice sentence. All right, let's move on to the last activity. So for this activity, what I will do is I will share you a document that contains this type of kind of information about the cell phone. So how are mobile cell phones made? And what I will do is that I'm going to share you the document so you can go ahead and start reading. And in the meantime, I will create an assignment for you that it's a questionnaire, just some sort of comprehension questions, true or false, in which you will decide whether it was true, was false, etc. And then you will just submit your answers, and also, in case that you find a word that you were not familiar with and you want to write it down, you are free to do that. If you want to have those words as participation, you can share them here on the chat. Okay? So the questionnaires will be created on an assignment here on Teams, but also you are free to share the words that you found and maybe the equivalents in Spanish or even just the definition so that everyone can take a look on the words. Maybe you have similar words that you did not understand. So here is the document on the chat, and it's just basically a document talking about how mobile phones are made of. Answer the questions and look for unfamiliar words and share them with their definition, okay? In case that you have a question on that, of any of that, I will be here. And if not, just go ahead and start working on that. Let me go ahead and create the assignment. So let's move forward.
I'm sorry, miss, but the activity can close until midnight because I'm having a lot of problems with the internet in the university.
Okay, so yes, it will be due until, I will leave it open, I'm sorry, until 11:59, but nothing more than that, okay? But yeah, it will be available for you guys. So it's up to you. So this is the last activity, and
Thank you
then
so much, miss.
no, you're welcome. I know that sometimes internet it's not our best friend, and neither the time. So um it's 2:27. At 2:45 we will just wrap up with the class. Okay, so take this time to do this assignment, but if not, you have until the end of the day. Okay, I will be here in case you need me. So there you go. I have created now the assignment on Teams. You have it available for you guys. And again, I insist, if any questions, I will be here.
Teacher,
Yes.
the words that are not familiar, we send you in the assignment or where?
Those one you will share them here on the chat.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. So yes, the questions are going to be responded and submitted on the same Excel, I feel, not questionnaire form, the forms from there. But then the words, the unknown words, are going to be shared on the chat. All right. Thank you. All right, Aaron, don't worry. See you next class. See you tomorrow. So, let's go ahead and make a pause if you're not done with the words, and let's start wrapping up the class so that I can let you guys go. So, what is something that you will remember for tomorrow or something interesting about today's class? Tell me. So what is it? What is something, just to wrap up the class and leave, that you will remember for tomorrow about the class? Omar, go for it.
I will remember the structure and some phrases to use the simple present passive.
Excellent. The structure, right? Which is basically the subject, the verb to be, and the past participle. All right. What else? What else are we going to remember? Anything else from today's class? What else? What else did we discuss today? Nothing else? Don't forget about materials too. Things, materials, and even adjectives for materials. That is something else. How to present, how to make things up. Okay, different types of materials, yes. And vocabulary materials, for example, plastic, glass, wood, etc. That's great, fantastic. All right, guys, well, that is all for today's class. Thank you so much for being here today. Have an awesome starting of the week, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, Miss. See you tomorrow. Take care.
See you
Thank
tomorrow,
you.
teacher. Thank you.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thank you.